Hi, I'm Giltberg, and welcome to my very first video on YouTube. I'm an art historian with a deep passion for painting, and on this channel, I want to blend art history with the actual creation process behind my work. Now, just to be clear, whenever I talk about the old masters, please know I'm never comparing myself to them. I'm no Dutch master. Painting is simply my passion, and I'm just here to share that love for the craft with you. By the way, if my voice sounds AI generated, that's because it is. I use these tools to make this content accessible, which means you might soon be able to listen to these videos in your native language. So today, as we begin this journey, let's dive into a motif that has fascinated artists for centuries: grapes. We'll explore why capturing their delicate light and deep symbolism was the ultimate test for any painter. As you can see, I'm painting today's piece on a cotton-covered panel. While stretched canvas feels like the default choice today, it didn't actually become the standard until the 16th century. It was popularized largely in Renaissance Venice, where artists like Titian needed a lightweight, flexible surface that wouldn't warp in the city's damp lagoon climate. Before canvas took over, painters worked on a surprisingly diverse range of supports. The old masters painted primarily on solid wooden panels, poplar in Italy, which Leonardo da Vinci used for the Mona Lisa, or heavy oak in Northern Europe, favored by John van Eyck. Others painted on wet plaster walls for frescoes, fine vellum, or even polished copper plates to achieve a glass-like smoothness. Returning to the subject of today's painting, grapes have always held a remarkably special place in art history. In classical antiquity, they were tied to Dionysus and Bacchus, celebrating joy, fertility, and divine intoxication. By the Middle Ages and Renaissance, that meaning shifted dramatically toward the sacred, representing the Eucharist and the blood of Christ. And in Baroque, Vanitas still lifes. A single overripe grape, or wilted leaf, became a subtle reminder of time passing and the fleeting nature of life. Speaking of colors, here's a fascinating fact about those vibrant green vines. Historically, green was notoriously difficult, expensive, and even dangerous to produce. Artists often relied on verdigris, a pigment made by exposing copper plates to hot vinegar fumes, or ground up malachite, a semi-precious mineral that was painfully costly. But verdigris had a dark side. It was highly toxic, notoriously unstable, and over centuries, it often reacted with light and turned into a dark, muddy brown. So every glowing green leaf you see on an old master canvas was literally a risky high-stakes investment. Technically speaking, grapes were always a formidable test for any painter. Capturing their translucency, the soft dusty bloom on their skin, and the way light refracts inside each globe requires a deep understanding of physics and light. Light is, after all, the true protagonist of any great still life. That's why today I'm leaning heavily into Chiaroscuro, using strong contrasts of light and shadow to give these grapes weight, depth, and an inner glow. So, did I manage to achieve an interesting result? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. As you probably know, leaving a comment is one of the best ways to help this very first video reach a wider audience, and more importantly, it lets me know if this is something you'd like to see more of. Thank you so much for watching. Warm regards, and I hope to see you in the next video.